was back in a 65, doing everything I could to stay alive.
Chapter 28. Acquiring the Villager Truck. It was the winter of 1968. Marilyn and I were living in an apartment which was the first floor of a nice two-story house on Robinson Street in Danville, just behind Mr. Kelly's Pizza. Michelle was only a couple of weeks old, and I had just traded the 1966 white Mustang for a brand new 1968 Mustang which had a bigger motor and a stick shift. I thought that this car would be better for towing a U-Haul trailer for the Villager band equipment. The band had finished a terrific year in 1966 and had gained a lot of notoriety by winning 2 Battle of the Bands and having the best band uniforms, the famous red coats. The band was being booked by an agency in Champaign called Blythe Am, and the head guy was a friend from Danville named Irv Azoff. Irv went on to be a very big name in the entertainment industry, little did we know then. He had booked us in Rockford for a couple of gigs, one for Rockford College and one at a community center. The first weekend out on the road, we took the equipment up in a U-Haul trailer behind the Mustang. It was not an ideal matchup, but we got there, checked into the Holiday Inn, which was where the college event was being held, and played for the students. After the gig, I got a phone call at the hotel telling me that Marilyn was very ill, and they may have to take her to the hospital. Mel Hoax, my cousin and our drummer, and I drove back to Danville as fast as we could that night. It was the wee hours of the morning when we arrived. Thankfully, she was better and didn't go to the hospital. It was very hard to leave her and Michelle and go back to Rockford that day to play the second gig. We did make it back, played the gig, and returned with the trailer and equipment. I knew then that when we go back on the road, we needed to have a better means of moving us and the equipment, something like a truck. It didn't take long to find the perfect vehicle. A guy that lived in my old neighborhood ran a used car lot, and he had a used Snap-on tool truck. It only had about 500,000 miles on it, but it ran, had tires on it, was the right size, and was cheap. Voila! I loved this truck from the start, and so did the other band members. We couldn't wait to get it fixed up to be the Villager touring bus. We would be the only local band around to have something like this. It would really set us apart from all the other groups. Jeff Ross was the lead singer in the group and my close friend. He and Larry Killow, the bass player, took the truck one day while I was at work and removed all the shelving that went down both sides of the inside walls. We needed the space for all the stuff we had planned for it. When I got home from work, they were there with the truck. I looked inside to find it completely gutted. That was good because we could start to remodel the inside. I asked, "Where is all the stuff you took out?" They quickly responded that they drove out in the country and threw it all out along the road in the ditch. I could just see me being taken to court for massive highway littering. Well, as the spring weather arrived, we proceeded to enhance the truck in many ways. We added very nice seats that we got from the junkyard and out of a Buick Electra 225. Very comfy. We installed wood paneling all the way around inside. Spiffy. There was the addition of the AM radio out of a Hudson that we mounted in the overhead cabinet on the driver's side. We added a big speaker with a big magnet that we could place anywhere that the long wires would stretch to, like out on the roof, from time to time. The magnet held like glue. Then, when the weather was really good, we had a painting party out at Kickapoo State Park. We invited friends to join us with ladders, paint buckets, and rollers, like for painting your room. It was a great event, and the Villager truck was ready for the piece de resistance. We had La Mer Sign Company put the band name on the sides. This truck was the catalyst for many, many stories to come. Those will be shared next.